May I say something to you to give you a true knowledge of yourself and life, so that the same glory and success attained by other men who understand themselves may be yours? Man in the full knowledge of himself is a superb and supreme creature of creation. When man becomes possessor of the knowledge of himself, he becomes master of his environment, the captain of his own ship, the director of his own destiny, the accomplisher of his own ends. Man should understand himself because man is full of knowledge, and this knowledge is a gift of nature. When Mother Nature created man, she deprived him of nothing. He was given the faculty of understanding all things around him. This faculty for understanding has not been taken away from him. None of his senses have been taken away from him. So there is no excuse for the black man in lacking the knowledge that man is used to beautify the world and produce all that he needs for his happiness and civilization. Look the world over, and whatever you see in it that is pleasing to man, contributing to man's comfort, to his needs and to his satisfaction, it is but the work of man. Man blessed with the knowledge of himself and the understanding of all things around him. If you are able to live with the knowledge of yourself and with the greater knowledge of nature, you must know what is good and what is not. You must know what is finite. You must know that which is material, physical, and otherwise is at your disposal to create or otherwise use. If we leave America and go over to the east to Japan, they will be telling their fellow citizens of Japan of the wonderful accomplishments of the Japanese people, proving that man is moving onward as time moves on. But you have hated yourselves as you have done in previous years. You have shown malice, prejudice, and hate to each other. And the result is that while other races have made progress, while India has made progress towards nationalism, while Ireland has made progress towards republicanism, while the whole world has made progress in man's accomplishments, you still stand fighting yourselves, dishonoring yourselves, showing no disposition toward that higher life so that you will be abundantly blessed. So reflect and think that you were created for some purpose other than exhibiting malice toward your neighbor or fellow men of your own race. What a pity it is that we cannot stand united without a written law. There is no written law compelling other races to stand together. They are brought together by the gentle touch of nature. The unwritten law of nature causes them to stand together on all occasions. So wheresoever you find them in the field, that one gentle touch of nature causes them to stand together, if need be, die together. But with a black man, you can preach to him from the pulpits. You lecture from the platforms, from the byways and the hedges. The spirit of cooperation, but he will not cooperate. You talk to him gently, you try talking harshly to him, he still will not cooperate. The result is that he falls prey to those who understand themselves and walk through the world making you their serfs and slaves. You must acquire an understanding of yourselves. Look around you. See the smiling pictures of nature, the beautiful hedges, the wonderful mountains, the wonderful vegetation all around. But because of your disposition to each other, you live in suffering, in want, in penury, and in debt. You lack the gentle touch of nature, love for each other. You hate yourselves. Black men, and what is wrong with you? Why have you no affection for yourselves? Could I hope to see you living among yourselves as the people I've spoken of? Living in charity, love, and in sympathy with each other? It can be done. I wonder if you will adapt that course. Isn't it easier to enjoy prosperity than to live in ignorance and darkness? Why select the worst out of nature? Nature never gave pain, suffering, and death to the world. It was man himself who selected death, pain, and sorrow. I wonder if I cannot inspire you to select between good and evil. Let me impress upon you once again that whatsoever your hardships may be, whatsoever your difficulties in life, they are your own selection. And so if you encourage them, if you husband them and take them to your bosom, they will abide with you. Nature will not take them away from you as Mother Nature did not give them to you. She is not responsible for your sorrows. Mother Nature represents all that is beautiful. She gave you the highest personality in the realm divine. Your sorrows are your own. If you want joy, if you want sunshine, it is before you abundantly in nature. I made a selection of sunshine, the beautiful sunshine. I made a selection to laugh with the moon, to laugh with the stars, and sing with the birds of the forest and of the wilderness, to join in the rhythmic music of the winds that sing from east to west and from north to south. Had I selected sorrow, I would have been dead a long time ago and been without that which would send me into the presence of the divine, because I would have lived not with the knowledge that is divine. We must acquire the higher knowledge of life. Black men and black women, will you get the knowledge that the white man has that causes him to be leaders and masters in the world? They are not gods with a peculiar source for understanding the world around them. They have only given expression to the knowledge of their humanity and been able to use and conquer all to their satisfaction and glory. And that is why they are always greater than you in every community that you find them. Isn't it strange that wheresoever the white man is found, he takes precedence over you? Why is that so? Answer that for yourselves, black men and black women. Wheresoever you come in contact with the white man, you always have to go down in defeat before him. Whether it be in England, in France, or in America, you always have to go down to the white man, and yet he has 2 eyes, 2 feet, 2 hands, same passions, same senses and feelings as you have. Your feet are not put on opposite sides, now your hands turned around the other way.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's another God-given day, brothers and sisters. It's another God-given blessed day. And you guys know how we do it. We give our God the thanks and the glory. We give our God the recognition for allowing us the privilege to come here another day, to be with our family another day, to spit our truth, to let our voices be heard. We give our God the thanks and the glory for that. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States. Who is your daddy? Who is your daddy? The United States Constitution. All government of rights originate with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the rights of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the masses. Which masses? The masses of people from this territory we know as Louisiana. That is, family, the purpose and intent of government. That is the purpose and intent of government. Don't take my word for it. You can go and read it for yourself. It's public record. It's the law. It's the Constitution for this territory. For those of you who wish to exercise your right and participate in the show, the telephone number here is 504-303-8922. Again, for those of you who wish to exercise your God-given right to participate in the show, the telephone number here is 504-303-8922. For those of you who want to listen to us, you can do so by dialing the number 712-432-7883. Again, to listen to us via, if you're coming home from work, if you're going to work, you can plug your device into your automobile. You can dial the number 712-432-7883. You can check us out for the next 2 hours. You can also listen to us by going to the web. That's www.radiogumbocreole.net. That's www.radiogumbocreole.net. And for those of you who don't know, family, this is the only Creole radio station in this territory. Okay, this is the only Creole station in this territory. A matter of fact, this is actually a radio station. This broadcast is live in a couple or in a few radio stations there in the beautiful territory of Haiti. Okay, so we are heard live. This recording is heard live in that beautiful territory of Haiti. This is the only local or the only Haitian or Creole station here in the territory. Okay. To participate, to view, to listen, to interact, we also live stream this show on the Facebook. We live stream this show on the Facebook. And to participate via the Facebook, you can check us out. Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. Again, that's Anthony Anthony Brown for Assessor ASSESSOR 2017. We also live stream this broadcast, family, on the YouTube. We also broadcast this this program on the YouTube, and you can check us out via the YouTube. A matter of fact, if you miss any of our previous show, that is where you can go and you can view previous show that you missed, and that is on the YouTube channel by typing in the THE Proven Truth, PROVENTRUTH, the Proven Truth, and you will see the logo, the international logo. You will see your brother and you can scroll through that archive and you can just about choose or pick any topic that we did in the past that you want to go over and review. Again, that's the Proven Truth YouTube channel, and check us out. Check us out. Family, you know, on this show, we here on this program, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. We recognize and honor and respect the sacrifice that our ancestors did and give in the name of justice, in the name of humanity, in the name of the race, in the name of the black race. We recognize those champions that came before us, those champions who make what we are now doing, saying, seeing possible. Because let's not be fooled. Let's not be fooled. Let's not take it for granted. If it wasn't for the actions and the vocal voice of our ancestors, we, the black masses here in the 21st century, wouldn't be having this platform for us to do what we are doing. We, the black masses, wouldn't be in a position to where we can dispense power and authority. We, the black masses, for those of us who claim to have arrived, wouldn't be in the position to be claiming that we have arrived. Arrived from what or from where? Let's not be fooled. There is a lot, or there's a few of us, or there's a few of you who claim to have no affiliation with slavery. I'm talking about black people, my black brothers and sisters. I'm talking to you directly. There's a lot of you who claim to have no affiliation with slavery. You weren't born in slavery. You haven't seen slavery. You haven't. You have a right to do whatever you want to do. So you totally disassociate yourself from that era or from that time in history. You claim that you can now walk on the same street as the white oppressor. You can eat at the same and drink from the same fountain. You can attend the same school. You can just about do whatever it is your heart desire. Hence, you're a free man, woman, or child. Hence, you don't care what happened back in the origin in our civilization, or you don't care what happened as to that timeline or to that time frame which they teach in school, the 1600. Okay, the transatlantic era. You don't care. You don't give a damn what happened during that time. Look, you're free. You're living your life. You're doing what you want to do. And to that, my brothers and sisters, I will say, you have a right to your opinion and you have a right to make that statement. But I will inform you that the fact that you make statements like those, it's a sad state of affair, because that just tells me that you are basically a ghost wandering the land. You're a ghost wandering the land. You lack knowledge. You lack the love of not only self, but people who sacrifice theirs just so you could be here now claiming all of this privilege and right that you are so claiming. You lack knowledge, my brothers and sisters. You lack love. If it wasn't for love of not only self, but the black masses, we would still be under the tyranny of white supremacy as it was back then. Listen to me carefully, because a lot of you don't recognize that crap. If it wasn't for the love of our ancestors, if it wasn't for the love, the genuine love, I'm not talking about this watered down, looking to elevate self to political and social stature, looking to be out there in social media type of love. I'm talking about downright rooted, genuine love for the black masses. A lot of our ancestors who struggle, who fight, who give their life, who came here and sacrifice and speak up, they wouldn't have done it if they didn't love their kids and their kids' kids, and if they didn't love the black masses. We would still today be living under bondage. We would still be here today living under white supremacy as it was then, because right now, we are not saying that there's not elements of white supremacy here right now. We're not saying that. There's still elements, certain elements. But we are talking from a historical point of view. Because for those of us who are knowledgeable about the issue of white supremacy, more so for those of us who are living in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, or the dirty South, or the lower ninth, or you want to call it, but for those of us all over America who live in territories where there is dominantly black so-called leadership, whether on the political side or the social side, we still seeing white supremacy. What do you call it, or what do you refer to it as when the end product of white supremacy under the white masters is that same end product we are now seeing under so-called black leaders? What do you call it? Do you still call it white supremacy, or no, you call it black supremacy? You tell me, what's the difference? What's the difference when somebody put a gun to your head and said to you, don't move? What's the difference? What's the difference if that person is in a uniform, getting paid by the body politic, or that person is downtown New Orleans on Bourbon Street or out there in the East hijacking your ass and calling himself a criminal? What's the difference when the gun is at your head? What's the difference when the end product is the same here today under these so-called black leaders as it was then under white supremacy, under slavery, under apartheid, under white colonialists? What's the difference, my brothers and sisters? Understand me, man. Look, we're talking here today. We're having a dialogue. It's about dialogue. It's about putting away your political affiliations. It's about putting away your emotion. And look, we are human beings. I know it's hard. It's not easy to do. It's not, look, it's easier to talk than to actually do. It's easier to ask someone to put away their emotional feelings than to actually do it. And look, let me tell you something. The only time you're gonna actually do it and do it willingly is only when knowledge increases. Not until knowledge increases, then you're gonna actually be able to do that. For some of you. And again, look, I'm not special, my brothers and sisters. Don't take for a minute that I'm talking on this issue like I'm special, or that I wasn't in the same boat you are. Okay, don't take for a minute. Understand the concept. I was where a lot of you were in terms of my miseducation, in terms of my lack of knowledge. It wasn't until my eyes was open and I see the light, then I could I'm now speaking to you from the point of view that I'm now speaking. So what I'm saying to you, my brother, I was as dumb as a lot of you guys. I was as ignorant, maybe even more ignorant than some of you guys when it come on to certain political and social issues. I'm telling you, I was. But not, look, you ever hear the term, what's that terminology? Don't criticize somebody unless you walk in the shoes. That, yeah, maybe it's not verbatim, but some variation of that. You cannot criticize. I don't criticize somebody until you actually walk in the shoes, or you don't know what someone is feeling until you actually, go through the same situation. Believe me, it's factual. And that's why I can tell you, my brothers and sisters, my loved ones, my family, I'm coming to you right now from a place of love. I don't care if you're black, white, pink, brown, yellow, if you're Democrat, Republican, Green Party, Independent Party, or whatever color party. I don't care. I don't care if you're man, woman, child, mixed gender, whatever. I don't care, man. Not until you actually sit down by yourself. Listen to me carefully. Sit down by yourself, drown out all the noise, turn off the goddamn TV, the radio, the Facebook, the YouTube, the whatever, and just sit down, take a deep breath, God-given breath that they are not yet taxing. A matter of fact, take 2 breaths right now. Take 2 of that breath, because I'm telling you, if you leave it to these criminals, these cronies, they're gonna soon want tax the God-given ear. They're gonna tell them, man, look, we're gonna buckle up this thing right here, we call it ear, and we're gonna tax it. And for those of you who can't pay that tax, God help you. So, take a breath of that God-given ear and relax. Then look on the issue at hand. Look at the issue at hand for yourself. And you can compare to. You can compare what you are hearing to the actual facts and the reality of the issue. My brothers and sisters, I tell you, I'm no special. I was as ignorant as many of you still are today on certain issues, right? And it wasn't till I actually get my hands dirty, it wasn't till actually certain things started to happen to me and I take a step back and started to do certain research, started to go down certain dark hole till the light bulb come on. And I recognize that what I believe to be true is not true. And the people who are teaching me, or the people who I'm listening to, is basically misinforming me, and a lot of them are misinformed themselves. You see? So, family, we have to certain things, certain knowledge, my brothers and sisters, certain knowledge you won't be actually learning or hearing, one, in schools, and two, you need to be mindful of where you are getting certain information from too, because the information that you are receiving may be biased, or maybe be coming from a place where the person who is giving you that information don't know better themselves. And that's why I tell you, my brothers and sisters, look, don't take anything that I, Anthony Brown, your brother, say at face value without doing your own research. Now, believe you this, when I tell you this, you can take this to the bank. I love you just as much as how I love myself. Or matter of fact, I love you more to some extent, because I recognize that you are in a place where you are helpless, misinformed, don't have the knowledge nor the voice to speak for yourself, and I feel it for you. Me? Look, I'll go there in the middle of the ocean and fight for mines. I'll go on the top of the mountain and fight for mine. I don't give one red ass. I will fight for mine to the bitter end. I know for some of you, you are not there as yet. So I will never, ever tell my brothers and sisters out there nothing that is not true, not factual. Again, my brothers and sisters, the name of this show is The Proven Truth. Is The Proven Truth. When we say, or when we talk about the proven truth, we are talking about that to which is constant with facts and reality. That to which is constant with facts and reality. Anthony Brown ain't giving you Anthony Brown version of the truth. I'm not giving you my version. My version is moot, or can be debated, or can prove to be factually false. Okay? Whatever we say on this program, I don't care who the guy is, what type of credential the guy or the girl have. They can challenge it, or they can go, if they can go and do the fact check and prove that we are factually false and what we are saying, more power to them. More power to them. More power to them. I guarantee you, and that's why I say, look, if anybody out there listening to us or viewing us can prove that anything that we are saying, either today, yesterday, last year, or from we start this program and this station, to be factually false, we will be the first to apologize. We ain't thin-skinned, we ain't shame, we ain't our balls ain't that big that we can apologize to somebody if we make a mistake. No, regard them human being too. We have a God-given right to make mistakes. Look, we were created in the likeness of our Creator. And when He created us, He created us with certain flaws or certain weakness. We understand that. We understand that. Yeah. So we have a God-given right to make mistakes. We don't have to be politically correct. We're not a politician. We're running for public office, and even if we were running for public office, we're only going to lie to the people. We have morals. We believe in equal rights and justice. We believe in equity. We believe in our God. So even at that point, we ain't going to lie to you. Follow me, family. Look, again. Listen to your brother speak. Listen to me speak. We honor our ancestors. We honor our ancestors. And a matter of fact, for those of you who was tuning into the program this past Monday ago, we don't only honor our ancestors or the people who are fighting on our behalf, the black masses' behalf. We honor the ones that are presently living and among us today. We elevate them. And for those of you who was listening to us, listen to the show this past Monday, you hear we call out a few people who was actually, who we know for a fact, is actually in this day and time out there on the front line fighting for equal rights and justice. We may mention of a sister, a beautiful sister, Kim Ford. Everybody in New Orleans is supposed to know who Kim Ford is. As a matter of fact, everybody in Louisiana is supposed to know who that sister is, Kim Ford. We may mention of Major Tracy Riley. Everybody in New Orleans, Louisiana is supposed to know who Tracy Riley is. We may mention of our brother Beldan Nuneman Batiste. Everybody, as a matter of fact, that brother is presently on the ballot running to replace this fraudulent son of a bitch, Cedric Richmond right now, so-called black congressional leader in Washington, D.C. That brother is in there. We may mention of another brother, Mike. Oh, look, there's a few people. Look, we believe in elevating ours right now, not to wait until they decease or they move to another plateau or another, another space in the whole bigger spectrum of things. We recognize them now. However, at the same time, we still have to honor and recognize the champions that came before these champions right here. Who are we talking about? Marcus Mosiah Garvey, one of the most underappreciated black man to walk planet Earth. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Family, it's sad when you think that we have black people here, not only in North America, but throughout the diaspora, who don't know who Marcus Garvey is and his contribution to the black masses. Marcus Garvey came to North America in a time when black people was walking on their face. Marcus Garvey came to the United States in a time when black people couldn't own property, or when black people couldn't walk on the same side of the street as his white counterpart. Marcus Garvey came to America in a time when black females didn't walk with their head up high. Marcus Garvey said, man, stand up, you're a guardian mighty race, and be proud of yourself and be counted. Let no man put a shanda. Let no man tell you otherwise. Whatever the white man does, whatever the European does, whatever the Jews, the Irish, whatever race that they call it, whatever they do, you can do it and do it better. Why? Because you did it already. A matter of fact, you was the one who created it. That's what Marcus Garvey tell them. You did it, you created civilization. You are the cradle of civilization of mankind as we would. You are the mother and father of all of them who claiming to doing it right now. They steal your history, they steal your knowledge, they steal your religion. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, it's a downright shame, it's a downright disgrace. A lot of you out there don't know who this ancestor is, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I guarantee you, if a Erroll G Williams had know a Marcus Mosiah Garvey, if a Bernadette Johnson did know who a Marcus Mosiah Garvey, if a Cedric Richmond did know who a Marcus Mosiah Garvey, if a Paula Brown had know who a Marcus Mosiah Garvey, if a Etlin Sim Julian had know who a Marcus Mosiah Garvey, if a what's her name, all them criminal judges, all them criminals out there in public office are black criminals I'm talking about. Know who Marcus Mosiah Garvey is. My brothers and sisters, look. Calm down, my brother. We're talking about Marcus Mosiah Garvey, that beautiful champion warrior. You talk about military might, Nanny from the Maroon. Look, my brothers and sisters, again, this is where we are coming from. This is where we are coming from. We are saying to you, we are saying to John Public, we are saying to everybody out there who listens to us, or tuning to us, or hear we speak concerning the issue. We don't need no institutionalized indoctrination to speak on any issue at all. I don't care what the issue is. Because to be institutionalized, to be educated to the institutions of indoctrination is to be confined to a certain spectrum. Is to only speak from a certain issue, a certain point of view. What we are saying, when we were created by our God didn't make us lacking or shorting for nothing. Our God give us wisdom, understanding. Our God give us a brain to utilize, and with our brain we can understand, interpret, and break down anything to the smallest of a molecule so that we can comprehend it. When we have an ancestor like a Nanny from the Maroon, again, I know a lot of you out there don't know this sister. I know a lot of you out there don't know this beautiful military might of a sister Nanny from the Maroon. Look, go do your research. This sister right here didn't go to no military academy. She didn't go to no military academy to learn military tactics. You see what I'm saying? What she did was what I learned when I joined the army. Right? When I joined the armed forces, she was doing things that she did stuff that I was taught during boot camp. Military, and where did her knowledge come from? Her knowledge came from her God, from her Creator, from that spirit within her, and she utilized that knowledge and defeated military powers, military mights. Nanny from the Maroon, Paul Bogle. Look, we can't even go into the autobiography of all of these ancestors. That's why we only call them by name. It is for you, we are giving this information. It is for you to go out there and make yourself knowledgeable about these ancestors. Paul Bogle, Fred Hamilton. Oh man, when I think about Fred Hamilton, man, when I think about this young black brother right here, Fred Hamilton, when I think about Fred, look, for all of you so-called Democrats out there, for all of you so-called for all of you Democrats out there who is infatuated and in love with the Democratic Party and with Barack Hussein Obama, rich man, and look, here was a young black man. Here was a young black man, Fred Hamilton, who see kids within his community, who start a breakfast club, Oh my God, this man, look, I'm telling you, man, when I speak about these people, man, my whole body shivered, and look, when I speak about these ancestors, family, it's like, let me tell you what kind of feeling I get. You know, the first time you meet a girl, a female, your first kiss, you know, your first kiss, you know, your first little kiss, your first little crush, and you know, your belly cramp, you can't eat food, you just feel, you know, the first time you make love to somebody, you know. Look, I'm telling you, when I think about these ancestors and what these ancestors do, man, it's like that first kiss, that passion, that emotion that's run through your body. Just to know what these people did and the time frame in which they did it. Maurice Bishop, Malcolm X, Carter G. Wilson, Harriet Tubman, this sister right here, let me tell you something, man. Talk about the goddamn Second Amendment. She didn't give one rat's ass about the Second Amendment. What she did was to exercise her God-given right. And I'm going to show you, for those of you who talk about, oh, Anthony Brown, well, you're beating up on these black leaders. Well, I'm beating up on these black leaders because they are fake. They ain't a goddamn black leader, not in my eyesight, maybe in yours. If there was black leaders, I wouldn't be talking to them. I wouldn't be talking to and about them the way that I'm talking right now. I would be elevating them and commending them, inviting them on the show and say, come on, I want you to talk on the show so other black people can know of the wonderful works that you are doing. Who you think Harriet Tubman pack our pistol and our pump action for? You think it was for the white man, for the white slave master? No. It's for the weak-ass black man who was about to run. Weak-ass black woman who was about to run. That weak-ass child. Because she know if that black person who she's trying to emancipate run and the white man caught him, she know the torture, the whipping, the beating, the suffering, the pain that he was going to go through, and he would have spilled his guts. She said, man, look, before I make you go through all, I take life. Oh my God, man, I love this sister, this ancestor right here, man. Huh? I love this black woman right here. Let me tell you something, for those of you weak-ass black men out there. Look, if it wasn't for a lot of these black sisters out there right now, then and now, a lot of you, man, woo, come on. Harriet Tubman, man, let me tell you something, man. I would, look, this sister right here, come on. Thomas Sankara, you know, oh man, look, man, look, I get so excited to talk about these people, man. Thomas Sankara, Samuel Mackell, Bookman Duty, oh my God. People, look, let me tell you something, again, I'm not special, I'm not, let me tell you something, Pamela. I wasn't aware. I got my early education back in the land of birth, right? Back in that beautiful Caribbean island of Jamaica. That's where I got my early education. And I wasn't taught about this ancestor right here, about this brother right here, Bookman Duty. You know who Bookman Duty is or was? Bookman Duty left the island of Jamaica and went to the island of Haiti, right? And meet with his black brothers and sisters over there and instill that spiritual African teaching. Call upon the ancestors of the black ancestors, call upon Mother Nature. Give preach that word so that our brothers and sisters in Haiti could have started a revolution. You know what bookman duty is? No, what you would call him an instigator or a preacher or what? Let me tell you something. You know what bookman duty is? And loving sure. Look, family, Jack, Desley, man, these are warriors. Look, black people, black men, black woman, black child. By nature, you're warriors, you know? By nature, you're generals and colonels and brigadiers. You ain't too soft and weak and timid. That is the reason why, my brothers and sisters, my heart goes out. Let me tell you something. This is no joke, you know. My heart goes out for the people of New Orleans. I don't know always to say it, and that's the truth. My heart, love, and passion goes out for the people of New Orleans. And let me tell you why. When I walk through certain communities, like I've been doing, and I speak to people, more so black people, my brothers and sisters, people who I can identify with. Because the way I identify with someone is not about what you call this accent. People ask me where you're from. I said, bro, you're a goddamn black man, you're a black woman, sister. We're asking about where I'm from. Wherever I'm from is where you're from. But they don't think like that. They hear me speak and they don't see the connection between me and them. They think that I'm just from somewhere else. No, my brother, no, my sister, no, youngster. We're from the same place. We're from the same place. But when I talk to them, they look and they utilize the so-called accent to make a divide. They don't look at the pigmentation of my skin and say, oh, hold on it. No, that's my brother, man. You have the same pigmentation just like me. That's how I see you, my brother, my sister. When I look at you and you have the same chocolate, caramel, beautiful skin, I identify with you as my brother or my sister. That's how I do it. Follow what I'm saying? I don't look at you so because I know it's not a matter of fact. I know that the language that you are speaking right now is not your language. That's not your language. That's a European language. That's a white man language. You don't even know your goddamn language, and I know that. But you don't know that's not your language. You tell everybody, oh, I speak English. You speak English? You was misinformed, my brother, my sister. That's not your language. You don't know what your language is. You don't know because you weren't taught, a matter of fact. And it comes right back to the people, the black people right here, right now, who is talking about they are so free and they cannot find the relation to our ancestors because they weren't born in that time. Look, all you have to do is to follow that navel string, and you will see, you will recognize that if you should go back in history and time, you are coming from a slave. You are coming from somebody who was taken away from the land, from the religion, from the people, from the family, from the wealth. And it's because of that downstream that you are present here right now in the United States of America. Follow me, family. These people, when I go to this community and talk to them, my brothers and sisters, they are telling me that, look, man, what's going on, or the cronyism, or the corrupt politician, the politrickster, the politician with politics is been going on for a long time. And look, we're scared. I'm scared. I don't want. You're scared? How can you be a black man in America and scared? A black man in America scared of what? Or scared of who? You know who was supposed to be scared, man? Your ancestors, your black ancestors. They are the ones who were supposed to be scared. And they wasn't. They are the ones who were supposed to be timid and they wasn't. They stand tall. when everything was against them. They stood their grounds. They didn't run. You crazy? They didn't run. They didn't hide. They didn't weak away. No. And here it is. We have my black brothers and sisters here in New Orleans. I'm telling you, man, all the cats, all the people to me, people senior to me in years, telling me, oh, Anthony, you're brave. Brave? Look, I don't know what brave is. I tell you that. What I know is justice, equal rights, equity. What I know is that no man is superior to me. That's what I know. I know that the person who's claiming to be superior to me, I'm his daddy. Why? Because as a black man, we are the fathers and mothers of planet Earth. That's who we are. We are the mothers and fathers. We are the creator of the human race, coming down into the genealogy of things, into the scientific of things. We did that. Our God created us in his image, and it was not goddamn white God who created us neither. Just so we understand what we're talking about. And look, family, look, this ain't a racial issue or a racial topic. When I say race, I'm not, look, I'm speaking, when you understand, you say, look, the truth itself, the truth sometimes hurts, you know. The truth sometimes hurts, you know what I'm saying? Look, the truth sometimes hurts, but even if the truth itself hurts, it's the truth. Now, I know some of you would prefer to be lied to than to be told the truth. I know that. Because that will make you feel much, much more better. Because somebody lying to you. You see what I'm saying? But look, I don't want nobody lie to me, man. Tell my black ass the truth. They used to say, my grandmother used to tell me, speak the truth and cast it what it will. Because, speak the truth and cast it what it will. Because he who hide the wrong he did does. Sorry. Oh God! Hey, look. Let me tell you something, man. Speak the truth and cast it what it will. Speak the truth and cast it, because he who hides the wrong he did does the wrong thing still. So yeah, so let me tell you. Family, listen to me carefully, man. Listen to me. Tell me the truth. Tell me what time of day it is. You know what I mean? Tell me what time of day it is. You know? And I will deal with it. I will deal with it, family. Man. Check this out. Check this out, family. This is basically, look, in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, right? In the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, we have some polytricksters out there tricking people. We have some polytricksters out there lying to people. We have some polytricksters out there defrauding people. We have some polytricksters out there utilizing public office to fatten their financial wealth and to fatten their bank account. You know, we have some politicians out there utilizing their office to build multi mansions and multi-car garage. You know what I mean? We have some politicians out there utilizing public office just so that they can go to a higher office. You see what I'm talking about? But again, when we utilize what our God give us, we come to understand certain things, or we understand certain basic concepts. Just like how I tell my brothers and sisters every day that in the opening of the show, when we read this document over here, we call the Constitution, we don't read this document for ourselves, for our entertainment, or for our purposes. No. We read this document for them over there, sir. Our employees. We read it for just to remind them, say, look, Mr. Judge, look, Mr. Governor, look, Mr. Councilman or Councilwoman, look, Mr. Mayor or Miss Mayor, look, Mr. Force Policy Enforcer. You work for us. This is the contract. This is the reason why we established that job title and give it to you. Do you understand? This is for you, not for us. Okay? That's why we read that. So right after that, we establish certain fundamental principles, certain fundamental ideas, so that they can understand certain things. One of the things we inform them clowns is that, look, we free, and we don't need Abraham Lincoln to tell us whether or not we're free, or to give us any emancipation proclamation. We know we're free, because we were born that way. And because we're free, we are free people, and we're going to live like it, and we're going to act like it. We have a God-given right to own and acquire property. What kind of right? A God-given right to own and acquire property. It's not no privilege, and it could have been a privilege. Again, we know that you guys are so goddamn greedy and so corrupt that if you had a chance to monetize or to commercialize the ear that our God give us, you would have done so already. We know that. But again, we are a free people with free attributes, and because we are free, we can own property, because we know for a fact that to own something, you must be free. Now, let's real quick, brothers and sisters, consult our learned friend, Mr. Wikipedia, and let's find out from Mr. Wikipedia. Let's ask Mr. Wikipedia to assist us, because again, we want to ensure that whatever it is we are saying, when it comes to words, phrase, or definition, if we are speaking the truth. So that which is constant with facts and reality. Look, Anthony Brown don't want to tell you what to be free is, or who an owner is, or who can own something. No, look. Full disclosure, I don't have that credentials. I don't have that credentials to do so. But you know who do? You know who do? Mr. Wikipedia. Let's touch Mr. Wikipedia and see who an owner is, or what the word owner means. So, Mr. Wikipedia, can you please, sir, define the word owner for me, please?
Owner.
Thank you, sir. Owner. The word is owner. Thank you. Okay, family. Let me go ahead and read the definition from Mr. Wikipedia what the word owner is. The person with the knowledge. Okay? Owner. A person who owns something. One who has the legal or rightful title to something. One to whom property belongs. You heard that? One to whom property belongs. That's the owner. A person who owns something, one who has the legal or rightful title. Now, look, it says one who have the legal or, okay, or rightful title to something. Now, legal right there is statutory base. Anything that's legal is statutory base. Or rightful title. To have rightful title, that's a substantive base. It's a natural base. Okay? When it comes to legal authority, they can go and they can doctor it or they can do some monkey business with that. But again, you see who can own something? Or you see what the meaning of own is? A matter of fact, what we should do is go and ask Mr. Wikipedia, okay, what does it mean to be free? I think that's what we should do. Let's do that. Let's see, Mr. Wikipedia. Let's see if Mr. Wikipedia gonna free, also known as freedom. Let's go back. I don't like that. Let's see something. I didn't do it right. Free definition. Okay. Not consistent with. Okay, family. Hold on, there's something.
Free.
Free. Okay, so where's the definition? Where's the definition of free? Having no trade restriction, duty-free import, having no obligation as to work or commitment. I will be free this evening. Not taking up with commitments or obligation. A free. Okay. I don't like. I'm not impressed with. I'm not impressed with Mr. Wikipedia. Definitely. Well, okay. Here's one: setting the slave free. Okay, having the legal and political rights of a citizen. Setting the slave free, enjoying civil and political liberty. Free citizen. Enjoying political independence or freedom. Well, you know, well, I ain't liking these definitions, but having a legal or political right of citizen. Okay, setting the slave. Okay, let's utilize this one. Enjoying civil and political liberty. I still don't like that one, to be honest with you. Enjoying political independence or freedom from outside. I like that. But anyway, let's go back to let's stick with the program. So this is what I'm saying. To be free, you can only own property if you are free. If you are not free, meaning you're a slave. As a matter of fact, I think that's what we need to look for. That's what let's go back to Mr. Wikipedia real quick. I think that's what we need to look for. Slave, huh? Slave, huh? I think that's what we need to. I think that's what we need to look for. Slave. Let's see something real quick, family. Let's see something real quick. No, not you. I don't. Come on, man. Let's go down to. Where you at? Slave. Slave. Okay, a person held in servitude.
slave,
Thank you, sir. Slave. A person held in servitude as the chattel of another. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. One that is completely subservient to a dominating influence. Okay, no, okay. Family. Again, look. We don't have the institutionalized credential to tell you what these words mean. So we have to seek assistance from the professionals or the person with credentials. Again, the name of this show is The Proven Truth. And we have to break things down in a manner that our brothers and sisters out there can comprehend certain things. Right? And it is not our will or intent to misinform, to lie to you, because we are not politicians. We are not performing politics here on the show. Okay? We are coming from a place of knowledge. We are coming from a place of love. Okay? Now, we are not slaves. We are free men. And only free men, woman, and child can own property. Follow us carefully. We are free. We have a God-given right to acquire, own, dispose of private property. We have a substantive right to do that. Now, let's see what that definition is. Substantive right. Substantive rights are basic human rights. You hear that says? Basic human rights. Something we're born with. I tell you already, my brothers, no goddamn policy enforcer, no politician, nobody can come and tell me, look, Anthony Brown, this is your right. I said, kiss my black ass and leave me alone. Or you going to tell me what my rights is. Nobody can do that. As a matter of fact, as I said in many times, not even me know what my rights are on a day-to-day basis, because it depends on how I'm feeling. Today, look, let me tell you something. Today, I maybe feel like I just to chill to myself. And that's my right. That's my God-given right. I'm going to chill to myself, maybe kick back, watch me some Star Trek, because that's the only thing I watch on TV, Star Trek. So maybe I just kick back, watch myself some Star Trek. But maybe tomorrow, I'm in a mood. Maybe tomorrow I want to go out and watch a movie. I want to entertain a female. So tomorrow, my right's going to be different than today. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. That's my God-given right. It's something what I born with. Listen to this. Are basic human rights possessed by people in an ordinary society, and includes rights granted by natural law as well as, no, we're talking about natural law, we're talking about, that's what's it here day to day, baby. Natural law, we're talking about creation. Natural law, not this law they call substantive law. No, substantive law, when you talk about substantive law, it relates to that part of the law that denounce or that teach you or that tell you what your rights are. Just like the Constitution. If you look in the Constitution, well, let's stick with the territory of Louisiana. Again, family, quick disclosure: we ain't preaching law, or we ain't teaching law, we ain't practicing law. No, we're talking to our brothers and our sisters out there. Okay, we're utilizing common sense. Now, when you go to the Louisiana Constitution, right? Article 1 deals with Declaration of Rights. Okay, and you can start from section 1 all the way to wherever to the last one. Now, the Declaration of Rights outline the rights of the masses. Okay, it outlines the rights of the masses. Now, those are enumerated rights, and the reason why those rights are there is to inform them over there, so the politicians, that we the people retain certain rights, okay? And even when it's not enumerated, we still have rights, because again, we're talking about substantive rights. We have rights that we don't tell you about, because on a day-to-day basis, we don't know what the hell our rights is. Our rights, to be honest with you, is based on our moods, our desire, our needs. You see what I'm saying? That's all our rights is. You follow what I'm talking about? So they can't tell us. Now, family, we're gonna go briefly into the history of things. We're gonna go briefly into the history of things, just to outline a timeline. And that's look. Let me share something real quick with you guys. Whenever I speak to any of these criminals, to these politricksters, to these so-called elected officials, whenever I speak to them on any issue at all, okay? When I speak to them on any issue, I always come from the genesis of whatever the topic is. Let me say that one more time. Whenever I speak to these politricksters, to these criminals, to these so-called elected officials, right, I come from the genesis of the issue. So, another example. Let's say we are trying to get to 10, right? Let's say the pinnacle of the topic or the issue is 10. I always start the conversation from 0, because when I used to go to school, right, I learned that you start counting from 0. Not only that, but my mathematics teacher used to give us this thing what they call number lines. Number lines. And on that number lines, you got negative number and you got positive number. And both on the negative side and the positive side, there is always a placement factor for 0. So I always start my conversation with these criminals from 0. Now, the truth about it, they don't want to talk to me from 0. They always try to start the conversation from number 6 or number 5. And in doing that, family, what happened? They already established the fact that you cannot win, because they're starting the conversation from the middle. So there is no foundation on which to base the conversation on. When they start the conversation at number 5, it's already twisted, molded, rounded, and so you see what I'm saying? So you can't win. So I always put a brakes. Say, sir, ma'am, I hear you, but you are wrong. Or what you are saying is not factually right. And the reason why is because you have already twisted the whole conversation. Or you are starting from a premise with a weak or a shady foundation. Now, I'm gonna go, family, from give you a timeline, a specific timeline about this whole property issue situation, or about this land, we should say land instead of property, land, because that's what it's all about. Don't disregard that piece, disregard where you call your house or your home, or that structure where you call your home or your house. Disregard that. It's all about land grabbing. It's all about acquiring that piece of land. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, they can decorate it and put whatever spin they want on it. It's about the land. Because that structure that structure can be removed and any other structure go on that piece of land. Follow what I'm saying? It's about the what? The L-A-N-D. Now, again, I'm just going to start from a certain timeline, and the timeline I'm going to start from right here is in the 1700s. Okay, so the 18th century. We're going to start from the year 1776. As a matter of fact, let's get specific again because the name of the show is a proven truth. September 16, 1776. Now let's read this first and then we're going to commentate into a second. September 16, 1776. The Congressional Act offered those who enlist in the Continental Army to fight in the Revolutionary War for America independence a parcel of land ranging from 100 to 500 acres. Again, for those of you who don't, is the first time you're tuning into this show or you're listening to me, as I normally state, when I'm reading a document, and that's why sometimes I intentionally read that document like I'm a kindergarten student, or maybe sometimes I emphasize a particular word because I want you to understand. Unlike Erroll G Williams, the person who is calling himself the Orleans Parish Tax Assessor, I recognize and I know for a fact that words do have meaning, and words and phrases do apply to a certain issue. And I know for a fact that words are defined in law, and whenever words is used within law, it must be defined. I know that for a fact. So listen to the words, every single word, because it does have meaning, and it's important for you to have a solid foundation on which you can challenge any so-called politricksters out there. Depending on the rank achieved, this began the principle of offering free land termed bounty land as payment for military service. A series of bounty land acts would follow in the next century, addressing needs of later veterans of other wars while allowing free land to pass from federal ownership. Okay, let's dissect that a minute. I want to make sure everybody see my face, so those who are watching me. So let me flip the app back around. Listen, family. So, what happened in the mid-1700s? There was, well, early 1700s, well, mid to early to mid 1700s. What happened during that time? What was going on during that time in this territory right here? At that time, the founding fathers, as they are so referred to, right, was so tired of the oppression, was so tired of the tyranny, was so tired of the taxation. Oh my God, man. That sounds like today, time and society. That sounds to me like we're talking about today. Anyway, these guys were so frustrated and so tired of the taxation, were so tired of the oppression, that they decided, look, we need to have a revolutionary war inside this. We need to have a revolutionary war. We need to start a war with King George. We're tired of this. This is crazy. So they started a war. They started a war, a revolutionary war, right? And at the end of that war, right, at the end of that war, as you know, there was people who enlist, right? People who enlist to fight the Revolutionary War. And these people varied in ranks, you know, private, corporal, lance corporal, sergeant, major, captain, general, whatever, right? And based on your rank, listen to this term I'm going to use. I'm gonna make sure a specific the term I'm going to use I own. They was given parcels. Parcels. For those of you living in the territory of New Orleans, you hear that criminal pastor Erroll G Williams utilize that word a lot, right? Parcels. Huh? No. When the original word or phrase was used, a matter of fact, it was longer than this, but let's stick to this timeline right here. When the original word or phrase was used, parcels of land, the land was ranging from what? Listen, let me read it again. The land ranging from 100 to 500 acres. To what? 500 acres of land, depending on the rank. Now, for those of you who is calling that 60 feet by 70 feet, or that 70 feet by 80 feet or 90 feet, that little square or rectangle shaped piece of land you have, you're calling acres, because that criminal imposter Erroll G Williams call it acre, call it parcel. Look, again, my brothers and sisters, look, look, I understand the concept. I'm not laughing at you. Look, it's a teaching. No, not a teaching. I'm not a teacher. I don't have no credentials to teach neither. We are sharing information right here. That's what we're doing. We're sharing information. So you may have certain information, so you can, based on that information, you can go and get yourself knowledgeable, because you're going to still have some work to do for yourself. Okay? I'm just trying to show you that when you ever hear that there's a term that these legal scholars use, and you'll see it through the jurisprudence, and it goes something like this: the intent of the lawmaker is the law. Let me say it one more time. The intent of the lawmaker is the law. You notice what I just read to you a while ago? When they utilize the word parcels in regards to land, what the parcels are, or what the range of the parcels from 100 to 500 acres. And these parcels at that time for the military service was given based on the rank acquired before leaving the service. Okay? Was given based on rank before leaving the service. Now, okay, let's look. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but there's certain things just for informational purpose, and just to bring certain concept to life, and just so that you can take a deep breath and expand your brain cell. I'm just putting certain information out there on which you can debate, dissect, or think about. May 20, 1785, Congress acted under the Article of Confederation before adoption of the Constitution. Now, I'm reading this because I want to show you guys, when we speak We are not speaking about or speaking on any issue or topic midway in its origin. And that's why I said to you, that's why I said to the listening audience or to the viewing audience that we here on the Proven Truth, we here at Radio Gumbo Creole will not speak on any issue. I don't care what the issue is if we are not knowledgeable on the issue. And if it comes a time that we are required or need to speak on an issue that we are not knowledgeable in depth about, we will so inform our listening and viewing audience that look, we are not knowledgeable, yet we are merely informed about this issue. We are not knowledgeable about the issue. Follow what I'm saying? We see here in May of 1785, under the Article of Confederation. What does that mean? That means before this document that we are now operating under, which is the Constitution of the United States, right? Before that document was even in existence, or before we used to operate under the United States constitutional, before we start to operate under the authority of the United States Constitution, we used to operate under the Article of Confederation. Before the United States was formed, we had 13 territories, the Confederation, right? And that's how they used to operate under that article. Now let's read to this. Enacted the first law to measure the newly established public lands that result from the newly independent 13th state agreement to relinquish their western land claim and allow the land to become public land. What that is saying, my brothers and sisters, under the Article of Confederation, before the establishment of the United States Constitution, this territory had land, okay? Had land that as a people, we are, a matter of fact, each of the territory independently own or possess certain land, right? And in forming this new territory, this new state, in operating under the Constitution, they had was to relinquish any claim that they had to form a part of this union. They had was to relinquish any claim, right? The territory itself, the territory, the independent territories would have to relinquish the claim to that land to the national or to the national government or to the authority of the Constitution, right? 13 state agreement, okay, land. The joint property of all citizens of the new nation. You heard that? The joint property of all citizens of the new nation. The new nation is the United States under the United States Constitution. That's the new nation. The 1785 legislation enacted a land ordinance law for the public land northwest of Ohio that provided for their survey and sale, but in tracts no smaller than 640 acres. Let me read it again, it's important. Let me read that again because it is important. Because now we relinquish the authority under the Article of Confederation. Now we are operating, or we are existing under the authority of the United States and the United States Constitution. Now we have legislative enactment that create laws for the public land. Well, what is it? It's a northwest of Ohio. But that's the incubator. That's just, well, follow me. Northwest of Ohio, that provide for their survey and sale, but in no lesser track. Now, listen to this word, track parcels. These are words that this criminal imposter right here, who is calling himself the tax assessor for Orleans Parish, is utilizing out there on a day-to-day basis, claiming to know its origin and its purpose and its intent, and claiming that when he utilize it, it applies to that piece of, to that square box that you live in right now. Their survey and sale, not less than 640 acres. The 1785 ordinance established principles of federal land policies. What? Federal land, because it's no more about the goddamn territory independently. The 1785 ordinance established principles of federal land policies, with the next significant change resulting from the passage of the Olmstead Act in 1962. Now, my brothers and sisters, there's a lot more things that happened, which I'm not going to go into right now, between 1801 to 1862, which I'm going to jump all that and go to 1862, because 1862 is when Abraham Lincoln, a Republican, signed into law after campaigning out there and telling people that he was going to institute or implement the Olmstead exemption, or the Olmstead policy, or the Olmstead exemption, right? But again, we're talking about a timeline, a time frame right here. Because for you to be truly knowledgeable, you see, this is what we are facing on a day-to-day basis, and I recognize that early in the game. And that's the reason why, to be honest with you, again, I'm no different nor better nor no more smart than my brothers and sisters out there. But when I recognize the fact that I'm speaking to someone, or someone is speaking to me on an issue that that person ain't knowledgeable on, I stop the conversation. I don't speak with that person. When it comes to the average person, when it comes to the general population, to the average electorate, the average boss, I don't entertain, because the truth about it, there is no reason for me to try to entertain them at that point. However, when it comes on to these politricksters, when it comes on to these politicians, when it comes on to these so-called elected officials, I take them to school and love it. Because what they're going to try to do is to prove to me that they got credentials. One, they went to these high institution of indoctrination and they got the masters, the PhD, all these credentials, and that they've been doing it for a long time, and that I just come from wherever I Hey, did I share this one with the family? Did I share this one with you? A few weekends ago, right? This criminal imposter called himself the tax assessor in Orleans Parish, Erroll G Williams, held a function, right, to which I was informed about it by a couple of my associates, and I went. And it was the first time that I ever meet or spoken to Erroll G Williams face to face, man to man, and this issue, even though he's a so-called elected official, right? Even though he has an office on the 4th floor at 1300 Parger Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, right? Even though I went to that office several times trying to meet with him, even though I can show you tons of documentation that I submit to him, and in factuality, he wrote me back a couple of times too. But at no point in time could I ever meet with this elected so-called official to speak about the issue of property tax, property rights, the Constitution, or the meaning of it. I couldn't. It came a time when I would actually go up to the office and his staff would recognize my face or recognize me. Then one of his cronies would come out and just lie to my face, straight up lie to my face. And I would just smile and say, you know something, and just walk away. But here it is, there was nowhere for him to run or hide a few Saturdays ago, right? Now, among other things, family, look, it was really funny when I heard this from Erroll G Criminal Imposter Williams. It was really, when I heard he said it, among other things, he told the audience, now it was in a room, you know, look, it wasn't more than 15 or 20 people, if it was so much, you know, which, again, the figure didn't really matter. It's the statement that I found funny and hilarious. He told the audience that, look, or he told me, a matter of fact, that, oh, Mr. Brown, you just came here 13 years ago. Or you just become a citizen 13 years ago. You don't know it. Man, I cracked the hell up. I said, listen to this fool right here. So, because I just come here a few years ago, or because I just get a con to him, my citizenship a few years ago, I don't have a clue to what I'm talking about or to what I'm saying. Or, you know, he's implying that people here in New Orleans been here all their life and this been happening to them and they're okay with it, and you just come off of the banana boat. Oh my God, man, that crap was hilarious. You just come here and you're a tax protester. But look, family, I recognize the fact that he's coming. No, let's back up. In all fairness, no. Mr. Erroll G Williams is in no way, shape, or form dumb or ignorant. No, I will not say that. He is in no way, shape, or form a dumb person or an ignorant person. No, sir. What he is what he is doing, which is against the law and it's a crime, is utilizing his public office for a financial gain. He's committing malfeasance in office. He's doing stuff with willful and malicious intent for a financial gain. He's doing illegal stuff with the knowledge that what he's doing is wrong. Makes him a criminal. He's not an ignorant person. He's committing crime in office. That's what he's doing. With willful intent, just for a financial gain. Mr. Williams ain't an ignorant person. He's not. He's not a dummy. He may act like one. He's not a buffoon. He may act like one. But he's doing what he's doing to enrich himself and his friends. This family is done on a large or a grand scale. And the only reason why he's getting away with it, because there's conspirators to this whole theft and deception. That's why he's getting away with it. When you have people like Erroll Sims Julian, Division N, Orleans Parish Civil District Court, calling herself a judge, who, when look, what we did because we know our we had was to do it. But what they did in executing that so-called or hearing that case in court, it was merely a sham, a process. Erroll Sims Julian knew from the very first moment she laid eyes on the case that she was going to dismiss it. And the only thing she could have came up with was that there is no cause of action. How the hell you going to stab somebody? You're going to rob somebody of what is rightfully theirs? Let me tell you, this is what happened. Let me give you a scenario that my brothers and sisters may understand what's going on. You have over years, this guy come to your house and steal your car. Come to your house and steal your car. Then you end up going to the police enforcers, or what you want to call the police officer. And the police officer gonna tell you that, look, you have no right or no claim or no cause of action or any reason. Then let's use that word. So this guy steal your car, rape your wife, murder your family, take away your house, take your jewelry. Then you go to this police officer and say, Mr. Officer, oh my God, this guy robbed me, steal my car, rape my wife from me. And then the officer gonna say, oh man, come on. Look, leave the station. You have no claim, or you have no reason, or you have no cause of action to be laying a claim or to file a report or to make a report against that guy over there. You see? Ain't that ridiculous? It's the same scenario that happened in court. This so-called judge said, okay, look, you have no cause of action. But hold up, judge. This guy's stealing my property. This guy is converting my property and putting it to his conversion. He's taking what is rightfully mine, putting it on his commercial tax roll, claiming to have authority to do that. It's against the antitrust law. Come on, judge. You know the antitrust law, right? It's a law that protects the average person, the common people, from government, so that government cannot just come and take somebody's property because they claim that they have a claim to it. That's the reason why the antitrust laws was created by Congress. Come on, Judge. You're a judge. You're supposed to know this. You mean you're a judge and you don't know that? Hold up, Judge. Okay. Let's say you're ignorant of that fact and you don't know that fact. Judge, hold up. Here's a document, Judge. Here's a document that was on the ballot. Here's the people of Louisiana, Judge, telling your friend Erroll G Williams and your friend Mitch J Landry and the city, that body politics of New Orleans, that you guys have no authority to be auctioning, selling, leasing, buying, putting people property on your platform and selling for delinquent tax. We the people of this territory, Louisiana, when it was on the ballot, when there was a constitutional amendment on the ballot, we tell all them, Judge, no, Judge, hold up, Judge, it's right here. We are saying that it's evidence, it's in black and white. So if you don't know the law, that what they are doing, it's against the Antitrust Act. If you don't know that as a legal scholar, it's okay, all right, we forgive you. But here it is, we are showing you that before 2014, they didn't have the authority to do what they are doing right now in robbing people land. Robbing the people land, robbing the people of New Orleans, Louisiana, of their land. And that's what I'm saying, family. Erroll G Williams, the body politic, the municipal corporation, Etlin Sims Julian, is saying to me that, look, Mr. Brown, you're a goddamn slave. You're a slave. And as a slave, you have no authority to own property. It's a privilege if you do own property. You're a slave. Even when we show them, look, you have no authority to do that. You have none. And family, that's where my strength comes from. Because I recognize that I'm not dealing with elected official. I'm not dealing with people who was elected by the people for the people. I'm dealing with criminals. And because I recognize that, they can kiss my black you know what. And that's the truth. They ain't honorable. They ain't abiding by the rule of law. They ain't abiding by the Constitution. They ain't abiding by the oath of office. They are actually utilizing their office for a financial gain. Again, for those of you who are not informed enough, I've been saying this for quite some time. And now you have one of their associates. You have an officer of the court. An officer of the court have out there right now pending, or have out there right now. They're trying to cut a deal or make a deal with them. One political subdivision here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, filed a complaint in civil district court. And in the complaint, it states verbatim that the city, the complaint is against the city of New Orleans. The city of New Orleans take money, property tax money, that was supposed to be, a matter of fact, because you guys think I'm full of crap. You guys may think that I'm playing or I'm lying. Let's see if I find it right here. It's supposed, look, for those of you who have a Facebook page, let's see. Reports state that, no, that's not it. Mitch Landrieu exposed secret property. Look, this guy right here, Mitch Landrieu, I tell him, man, look, family, when you recognize the people who are in public office, that they are utilized, that they are acting under what is called color of law. Here we have Mitch Landrieu and the Landrieu dynasty, the whole family of them, of property here in New Orleans, who they cannot prove that they pay for this property. They cannot prove it, right? And they have this property, and these property, lots of property, supposed to be, these are property that's supposed to be on the Avalarum tax roll. These are property that Erroll G Williams supposed to have on the Avalarum tax, and these property are not on the Avalarum tax roll. You see the hypocrisy, and that's what I'm talking about. They are taking people property, people houses, people private houses that not supposed to be on the Avalarum tax roll, right? And here it is, Mitch Landrieu, who was just on Oprah Winfrey show. Everybody see that? Did you see this criminal, no good, so-called white man, Mitch Landrieu, and the Oprah Winfrey interview, telling her that it was a man. If people only know, telling her that it was a desire, it was his desire to see those statues came down, those statues that represent white supremacy came down, and he was going to move heaven and earth to have. Not only that, but here it is that the Landrieu family of property that the law, their own ordinance state that supposed to be, look, let me tell you something. They have these, we call it safety and permit department, and safety and permit department would want to come on people property and fine them for violating ordinance that don't even relates to them. And here it is, you have Mitch Landrieu and his family willfully violating ordinance here that applies to their property that they have, and nobody is saying nothing about it. That's what we're dealing with, and that's the reason why, people like these, and a day-to-day, I have no respect for them. What am I looking for again? I'm looking for that article. What I'm looking for again about the attorney who filed a lawsuit against the city of New Orleans. So there's a company. But look, family, you guys go look for it, man. It's out here. I think maybe I have them. I suppose I have them on my Facebook page. That's what I was looking for real quick. But the attorney outlined in his complaint what I've been saying now for years. And I want us to read the complaint for you. The attorney stated that property tax money that was supposed to go to the public process or towards public entities, or towards things like, for the public purpose, towards things like roads, schools, streets, or whatever, blah blah blah, right? They take that money and put in their pension fund towards their retirement. That is the reason why I tell you, when I was in that court in front of this criminal imposter, the so-called judge, Etlin Sims Julian, Division N, I told her, look, you will recognize, family, that these people ain't special. Nothing about these politricksters are special. They ain't special. They want you to hold them in high esteem. And when you recognize yourself that these people ain't special or ain't supposed to be all in IS. When you recognize the fact for yourself that these people are criminal, then and only then will you start to act different or treat them like how you should treat a criminal. It's ironic you would treat somebody who, let's say, commit a crime according to society and was convicted after a crime, went and served time, then come back out into society. You would treat that person like that person is infected with the plague, right? You would ridicule, mock, jeer, scandal, and just downright degrade that person who committed a crime, maybe accept the fact that he or she committed a crime, right? Went and served time or pay restitution, right, for the crime. Now come back into society and you treat that person like they ain't even a human being. Yet still, when we outline to you, or you would look at a politician who you know for a fact is committing crime and not paying for committing that crime, and you would choose to hold that person into high esteem and to contribute to that person's welfare, when you know for a fact that that person is committing crime. We have judges that's been out there right now who we know for a fact been robbing the people of New Orleans, and we have that same judge is out there on the ballot right now and nobody's saying jack. Family, again, what we are saying here, we are free men and women who enslaved. We have a God-given right to own property. We have a substantive right to that. Briefly, oh man, I didn't even get to touch in it, but look, on where the clock is against us. I didn't even get to touch on the, well, we still have 3 minutes left. We still have 3 minutes left. Let's see, 1862. 1862. Let's see where 1862. Okay. So May 20th, 1862, family, Abraham Lincoln signed the Homestead Act, right? And in signing that Homestead Act, he fulfilled a campaign pledge to the people. Now, in the next show, I'm going to go into this Homestead thing in depth for you, outlining the fact or the misapplication of the so-called Homestead application by this criminal imposter, Erroll G Williams. My brothers and sisters, my friends and enemies, I appreciate the fact you take the time out of your busy day today and tune in to us and listen to us. We appreciate that very much. Again, you can join us here every Monday, Thursdays and Saturdays between 4 to 6 p.m. Hope to see you here Saturday, same place, same time. Anthony Brown, much love.